not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you.
Hey guys, Erica Yolanda here, and I am back with another video. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys, because y'all have really been showing up and showing out lately. Now, today's video, you see the title, we are going to make a cream cheese pound cake, okay? A cream cheese southern old-fashioned pound cake. That's what we're making today. Last week, I think, was it last week or the week before, I made a sour cream pound cake. And one of my viewers asked me to make a cream cheese pound cake. Y'all asked, I deliver. You guys, y'all see me, my arms out today, and me, my big old arms, y'all. It's hot. And I got another video that's gonna come out later on, and I explain y'all, I've been in menopause for the past 2 years, and the last week, somehow, I forgot to take my medicine. That's my fault. I have been burning up hot. Now, apparently my house is actually really cold, even though it's 103 degrees in Georgia today. Your girl was hot. So I just took my pill about an hour ago, and I am starting to cool off. But today I got my arms out. I got my shorts on. Y'all don't even want to see the shorts that I got on. Your girl was hot in here, okay? But nevertheless, let's get to making this cake, okay? So it's very similar to the sour cream pound cake that we made, except we are using 8 ounces of cream cheese. I am still going to put 8 ounces of sour cream in this as well, because it does make the cake that much moister. Except we just using cream cheese. Now, I use Swan's cake flour. That's what I have been using since forever. That's my cake flour. You can use all-purpose flour if you would like. You're gonna put the same ingredients in it. I just prefer to use cake flour. So our ingredients today, I got 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. It does not matter what cream cheese you use. I got 8 ounces of room temperature sour cream. I got 6 large eggs at room temperature, 3 sticks of butter at room temperature, and this is the unsalted butter because this recipe does call for 3 cups of flour, 3 cups of flour, 3 cups of sugar. I say 6 because I cannot find my 1 cup like this one, so I've been having to use my half a cup. So I had to use 6 halves to get my 3 cups of sugar. Never mind me, okay? You guys, I still get nervous when I make these videos. So if I forget to say something, or if I say something too fast, please correct me like y'all have been doing. Y'all, I've been getting good comments and bad comments. And I take all of them with stride because you guys take the time to watch me. So, you know, I know sometimes I could start talking too fast and I said something that sounds crazy. Like the other day I said 500 degrees when I really meant 400. So forgive me, okay? And my oven is at 325. Now, you can put the cake in the oven at 325 without preheating it. I used my oven for something earlier, so it is already preheated at 325. And all that does is cuts about 3 to 5 minutes of the cook time with it being preheated, okay? So, again, 3 cups of cake flour, or all-purpose, is really up to you. 3 cups of sugar, granulated sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, I said this before, you can use baking soda or baking powder. They are the same, they're just advertised different, okay? So whichever one you want to use, baking soda or baking powder. I use baking soda, okay? 6 eggs at room temperature, 8 ounces cream cheese at room temperature, 8 ounces sour cream at room temperature, 3 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. I use real vanilla. I do not skimp when it comes to my vanilla. Some people can use vanilla imitation vanilla. That's up to you. I use real pure vanilla, okay? So we got all of our ingredients. Let's go on over here. I got the big mixer out today. Let's go to the KitchenAid. Okay, now I do have my bundt cake pan. This is the only cake pan that I make my pound cakes in, because this is a big pan, and you see I got flour around here because I've already buttered and floured my pan. You can use non-stick spray. I use either or, but I'm actually out of non-stick baking spray. So I just went ahead and buttered my pan and lightly floured it, okay? So we got that over here. I got my KitchenAid out, bringing out my big girl. And of course, my 3 sticks of butter is going to go in first. The first thing you are going to do, and this is the mixer that I use. It comes with a couple of different ones. If I was just mixing like trying to whip eggs or something, then I would use the whipping one. And let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This is the whipping one. And you can use that for different things. I do not use it when I'm baking my cakes, my pound cakes. Anyway, if I was baking, if I was making like frosting, I would use that one for making frosting. But because I'm not making frosting, I do not use this one. I use this one over here. Okay, I think I just showed it to y'all. But we're gonna go ahead and get the three sticks of butter creaming. Y'all, for whatever reason, when it's time for me to find my spatulas and stuff, they know where to be found. I'm not going to say who I suspect of having them. I'm just going to say they know where to be found. So we're going to go ahead and get this up. Get this going at a 1. We're going to get the butter cream first. And I have my sugar already sifted. Excuse me, y'all. And I sift everything. Last week I showed y'all my my other sifter, my old-fashioned sifter. This is the sifter that I use today. So that's why I say you can use any sifter. This is the one that I use today. And it does not take long at all when you're sifting with that one. You're just pretty much doing a couple of shakes and you're done. So we got the butter. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sift the butter and the sugar together first. And I'm just going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar at a time in this. Get that back going. I'm going to put it on low speed, which is a 1. And I'm just going to gradually add the sugar in there. But your sugar and your butter, you're going to cream together. You cream the sugar and the butter together first. And then you add the eggs one at a time. And your eggs need to be at room temperature. Everything needs to be at room temperature. You do not want to put cold eggs in this. It will not come out right for whatever reason. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So let me get my little thing here because I want all of that sugar in there. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up to a 2. And let me bring the camera over a little bit more. And we're just getting that together. And I want to scrape the walls of this because I want all of this to get mixed up. Because it's easy for it to stick to the walls. But we want all of this mixed up. So I'm just going to take my butter knife. Because again, y'all, my spatula and a lot of my measuring cups seem to be missing. Maybe the dogs took them. And somebody told me on one of my videos that I blame my dogs. Maybe the dogs took them. Okay. So we're just getting that sugar and the butter mixed up. I'm gonna put it on the 3 real quick. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and start adding these eggs in one at a time. And I know I don't want the video to be too long, but I do want y'all to see me adding the eggs in. And we're going to beat these on a 1. And then once I get all the eggs in, I'm going to do them on a 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get all 6 of the eggs incorporated. And then I'll be back. I don't want y'all to feel like this video is being dragged on. Okay, so I got all of the eggs in there. And this is what it looks like. Excuse me, y'all. This is what it looks like. It's just all in there mixed up. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to go ahead and put a half a cup of flour in there at a time. And then we'll go ahead and get that mixed up, and we're going to start it on a 1 as well. I'm putting a half a cup of flour in at a time. And y'all, my quarter teaspoon of salt and my quarter teaspoon of baking soda, I did sift with the flour. So those were sifted together. And that way, we didn't have to worry about putting them in separate, because we got them sifted with the flour, because it's really what makes the flour rise. And I know I said, I think on my last baking video, some people use self-rising flour. When you use self-rising flour to bake, you don't have to add the salt and the baking soda, because it's already in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this up on a 2 to get it mixing well. And one of the reasons why we want to sift this is so that it doesn't have any clumps in it. When you sift it really good, that ensures that the cake batter comes out smooth, okay? Because you don't want to have no lumpy cake batter. When it's smooth, everything cooks evenly. So I'm just getting all of this in there. And once I get all of the flour mixed in, I'll then go up on the speed. So I'm going to stop this for a minute, just so I can put the last little bit of flour in there. That last little bit, always have to take the pan and flake it over in there. And I do have my butter knife, because I'm scraping the walls with the butter knife to make sure that everything gets off of the sides of the bowl. And I got that in there like that, and I'm going to go ahead and up the speed. And I've got it on a 2, and I'm going to put it on a 3 in just a minute. But first thing I want to do is go ahead and I'm going to scrape the walls again. And a butter knife is just as good if you don't have a spatula. I usually have my spatulas, but like I said, for whatever reason, the past week or two, I'm missing some of my measuring cups and all of my spatulas. I don't know if I put them somewhere or if the dogs stole them. So we're going to just blame everything on the dogs, according to one of my viewers. Alright, so we're going to get that mixed back up. And I have my tablespoon right here. My tablespoon measuring, because that's what we're going to use to put the vanilla in. And I use Back Bay vanilla. This is a really good vanilla. It's actually very expensive. But I found it on sale. I was in Ollie's one day, and I found it on sale. And if you want to turn this into a lemon cake or an almond cake, you can also use the vanilla, because the vanilla is what turns it to cake. But you can use the vanilla flavoring along with lemon flavor. And I'm just going to add about 2.5 tablespoons of vanilla, because adding more vanilla does not make it bad, okay? Vanilla actually enhances the taste and makes it taste like cake. So now that I got the that mixing, the last thing we're going to add is the cream cheese and the sour cream. And the cream cheese is at room temperature, and I'm going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'll get my spoon out here. I'm going to stop that. It looks very smooth. Let me see if I can show y'all what it looks like before I put in the cream cheese and the sour cream. It's very smooth. And I'm just going to stick my finger right here and taste the batter. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Ain't nothing like some good old cake batter. So this is the cream cheese, the 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. And I'm going to use the full 8 ounces. Because cream cheese, some people use cream cheese and sour cream. Some people just use either or. I'm using both because, again, the sour cream just makes it more fluffy along with the cream cheese. I'm not going to put a full 8 ounces of sour cream in there. I'm going to put about 3 ounces of sour cream in there. And then we're gonna just go from there. So I'm gonna get that back mixing. And I'm gonna put this on about a 3 this time around. And that's just gonna go for a few minutes. And we got the cake already, the cake pan already floured. And we're just gonna let that go for a minute. And I'm gonna see if I can show y'all it going. Y'all, this looks really good. And what I'm gonna do this time around as well that I did not do on the last one, I am going to do a drizzle for this cake here. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna make a frosting. I don't want to say frosting, icing. We're gonna drizzle with some icing, okay? Not frosting, some icing. With the icing, all you do is take some powdered sugar along with a little bit of milk and a little bit of vanilla flavor. Y'all, that is so good. That is so good. I'm just gonna make sure the walls and everything are scraped. Get all of that down. Make sure everything is mixed up good. And we're gonna let this go for about another minute, okay? Just gonna let it go for about another minute. Y'all, this is so good. So, once we finish with this, I'm gonna show y'all what this looks like. Then we'll go ahead and put it in our already floured butt pan. Okay, so we don't want to over mix it. And I am wiping my hands as I lick. So this is the finished product. This is what it looks like, y'all. And we're just gonna go ahead and move that in there. I wanted my daughter to do this video with me so that she could go ahead and bake it, because I want to make sure that my daughter has all of my recipes in life, whether it's food, me cooking regular food, or me baking. I want to make sure she has all of my recipes so that she can make them. If I'm not here or I'm not able to make them or anything, or she can pass on to her kids one day if she chooses. That's what I want. I want to make sure she's able to make everything that her mama made, okay? So this here, this is the mixer that we use. So we're going to put that there. And I'm going to go ahead with my big spoon. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in, okay? So I'm going to bring you guys over to the stove because I got everything sitting right here on the stove. And I'm just going to add it in there. I didn't want this video to be too long because I think the last one I made was kind of long. And somebody told me that I talk too much. This was one of the viewers that apparently watches me. She told me that I talk too much. And then she said that she was my friend and that I should want my friend to tell me. And I'm like, who the hell are you? I don't know you. And any of my friends would never tell me that I talk too much and still continue to watch me. But everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's trolling. You know, I'm not going to make everybody happy. But I get on these videos and I try to make sure that I take everybody's opinion into consideration. Even though, you know, everybody's not going to wish you well. I don't want to be one of those content creators that gets on here and bashes the people that watches them. You guys are entitled to your own opinion. If I do something or I say something that you guys don't like, feel free to comment and just let me know. I have people that actually send me emails and I do not mind. Like if I'm doing something that's making y'all uncomfortable, or I'm cooking something and I'm talking too fast, or I didn't be specific, y'all have every right to say, hey Erica, slow it down, or can you go back and tell me, like with the meatloaf, I know I said that I put in 3 eggs, and I think I didn't make it clear enough that I put in 3 eggs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here to my makeshift, not my makeshift, my portable countertop, and I'm just going to hit this cake like this. I'm going to hit this cake to make sure that it is, all the air pockets are out and it's even, okay? Air pockets and it's even. And this is what it looks like inside the cake pan, okay? So we got the air pockets out. It's evenly distributed. And I'm going to put it in the oven at 325. The last one baked for 1 hour and 29 minutes in my preheated oven. So I'm assuming this one's going to go about the same way. I know somebody told me that they actually open their oven at the hour and let it stay open and finish cooking. I don't do that because I just, that's not how I was taught. But whatever, you know, floats your boat, whatever works for you, do it. I don't open this oven before 1 hour and 25 minutes because I don't want this cake to drop and I don't want the cake to look wet on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. I'm going to put 1 hour and 30 minutes on the timer. And that's what we are going to go with, the 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'll know if it's done because it gets a certain, I know what it looks like on top. And once I see it the way I know it's supposed to look on the top, that's when I go ahead and take it out. And I let this cake cool for over 2 hours because this is a big, thick cake and it needs to cool. So I'm going to go ahead. It's in the oven. I will see you guys in 1 hour and 30 minutes and then we'll make our icing, okay? Okay, guys. So here is the cake at 1 hour and 30 minutes later. The light doesn't do it any justice, but you guys, this cake is beautiful. The sides is where I floured the pan, and it came out very nice. And the top is very crunchy, y'all. This cake is not, it looks a little dark, but it's actually not. That's just from the lighting. And what I'm getting ready to do now is I'm going to make the glaze to go on top. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use 2 cups of powdered sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and about 3 tablespoons of milk. So I'll be right back with the glaze. Okay, guys, so we want to go ahead and make the glaze. And what we want to do is we want to get 2 cups of powdered sugar. We're going to actually start with about 1.5 cups because this cake is actually kind of big. But we're going to start with 1.5 cups. That way we can add more towards the end so that we make sure that we, you know, got enough. So I'm going to add for about 1.5 cups right there of powdered sugar. And it does not matter what brand because I am using the actual Food Lion brand. And I got my tablespoon here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in some milk. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of milk first. That's 1, 2, let's go ahead and put in 3. Because I can tell already we're going to put in more. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. The vanilla just sets it over the top, y'all. Vanilla just makes everything so much better. I take that back. I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla first. Just a 1/2 tablespoon. So I'm going to get that in there. And then I'm just going to stir with a fork. Here, I'm just going to get that stirred. And like I said, I'm going to add in some more powdered sugar. And I'm also going to add in just a little bit more milk. And I want to get that get this stirred with a fork. That way I can get any lumps out. Because honestly, the whisk that I have is actually too big for this. So we're going to add a little bit more powdered sugar, another 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. There we go. That way that gives me 2 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm going to add in a 1/2 tablespoon, I'm sorry, of milk. So let's get that stirred in. This is a big cake and you want to add the glaze when the cake is still hot That way it kind of sets in. And this cake has been out of the oven all of 10 minutes. And it's gonna sit and cool. I let this cake cool for at least 2 hours before we even try to cut into it. Because this is a big cake. And you just wanna make sure. See that glaze? And if I don't have enough to cover the whole cake, I can always make some more. But that's what we're gonna do. We got the glaze. I put in a total of 2 cups, a half a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and we're gonna taste it. Well, that's good. That's a good glaze. And I wanna make sure there's no lumps and stuff in it. So I'm gonna do this. And then we're just gonna pour it over the top of the cake, okay? The top of the cake is usually that nice crunchy part that I like, but we want this to kind of seep through the cake. So we're gonna pour it over the top as opposed to the bottom. So let's see how we do here. And we're just gonna go kind of up and down there like this. That way it falls down the middle, down the top. And all through. And because this is kind of thick, it going on the cake hot makes it even better. Just falls over. And that way, because the cake is hot, it does not stay on there very thick. It just kind of hits it just like the glaze that we want it to be. And that's that. This is a cream cheese pound cake. Even though I put sour cream in it as well, the sour cream was just to make it moist, and the cream cheese, so good. I'm a pound cake person, y'all. I don't need a glaze, but I did want to make one with a glaze because the other one was a regular sour cream with no glaze, and this one is a cream cheese sour cream with a glaze. And that's it. There you have it. And I'm gonna let this cake sit uncovered because I don't want the heat locked in there by putting the cake cover on there. And there you have it. 2 cups of powdered sugar, 4 tablespoons of milk, and this is ice cold milk. And y'all, this glaze is delicious. And there you have it. This is the pound cake. Yeah, thank you guys for coming along with me. I didn't want to make this video too long, and by the time this cake cool off, I've been unedited the video, so I'm not going to cut into it. If I do have a chance to cut into it before I actually post the video, I will, because I do want you guys to see what the middle looks like. How it says best to let it cool before you cut the cake. Otherwise, if you open the oven too soon or you cut the cake too soon, it looks wet on the inside as opposed to just being beautiful and moist. I touched this cake. I can tell that this cake is very moist on the inside. It's done just right. Hour 30 minutes on 325. You don't need to put your oven no higher than that. And if you want to put it in a cold oven, then it will take about an hour and 35 minutes if the oven's not preheated. My oven was preheated, so it took about an hour and 30 minutes. The last cake took an hour and 29 minutes, which I could have probably took it out an hour and 29 minutes, but I like mine a little bit browner. But thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I appreciate y'all. Again, if you have any comments or you want to see something else, just let me know. Y'all can tell me whatever cake y'all want me to bake, and I'll bake it. Just comment below what y'all want to see me bake or cook, and I will cook it, okay? I'm a pretty good baker, so it's not a whole lot I don't know how to bake. And if it's something I never baked before, I can. I am going to make a homemade banana pudding because one of my friends at work asked me to make her a banana pudding. So I am going to do a video one day with making that banana pudding. Not this week, but one day. So thank you guys so much. As always, it's your girl, Erica Yolanda. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for rocking with me. And I will see you on the next video, which will be me frying some buttermilk fried chicken and french fries. We're gonna have an easy night. Fried chicken and french fries, but it's gonna be buttermilk fried chicken. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.